Today on Flashcast, it's a winter wonderland outside as the first big snow of the season has arrived. Many schools in the area have closed for a snow day except for Kent State University. Here are the details next.
Northeast Ohio has seen extreme snow this morning. We give the details on how it may affect you and how to prepare.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Tuesday, December 2nd. Good morning, Portage County. My name is Lucas Foote.
And my name is Clay Hewis. Thank you so much for joining us on your Tuesday morning Flashcast.
With the heavy snow in the morning, nearly every school in the area has called off school for the day. The Portage County schools that close today include Aurora, Biomed Science Academy, Crestwood, Field, Garrettsville, Garfield, Kent Roosevelt, Maplewood Center Career Center, Ravenna, Rootstown, Southeast, Streetsboro, Waterloo, and Windham. These schools are part of a growing list of over 300 schools in the area that have now called a snow day.
Ahead of the winter storm last night, the city of Cleveland was the first local city to issue an emergency snow parking ban. This ban will stay in effect until Monday on Wednesday. Violators risk being cited for having their vehicle impounded, and Cleveland normally issues these bans before more than 2 inches of snow are expected to make sure all roads are passable for emergency vehicles.
Snow continues to fall as every county in Northeast Ohio is under a winter weather advisory. Here in Portage County, the advisory goes until 7 p.m. tonight, while other counties south, the alert will end at 1 this afternoon. Lake effect snow showers are expected throughout the afternoon in the area. And do not worry, because Wednesday night into Thursday morning, another snow front is expected.
The commutes this morning are expected to be rough around the area, but the Ohio Department of Transportation spokesman Brent Kovacs says ODOT is ready for the snow. Kovacs said that ODOT spent Monday preparing the roads with salt brine to get a head start on the upcoming storm. They also remind drivers to slow down around the snowplows, as last week a plow has hit a driver in Cuyahoga County.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Snow is falling here on the campus of Kent State, so let's check the upcoming forecast to keep you warm. We're going to start here in Northeast Ohio. We head to Cleveland near the lake where the lake effect snow is at its peak. It's about 27 degrees. Down in Kent, surprisingly, it's a little bit more chilly, 26 degrees. It's probably more of the wind down here, the wind chill. Down in Akron, it's about 27. We head west to Sandusky, it's about 30 degrees. Head to Ashtabula, it's about 27. Now transitioning from that into today's forecast, it's very snowy, obviously. When walking here, I had to have a hat, I had to have gloves, and a winter coat, and it still wasn't enough. I was still cold. The snow was blowing in my face, so definitely make sure you're prepared today. It's about 33 degrees, pretty average for around this time of year. A little bit windy, not too bad, 6 miles per hour, and the sunset's about 4:57. Heading into tomorrow's forecast, though, thankfully, not as much snow. There's a slight chance, about 24%. A little bit more windy, though, 11, and it is a little bit colder, 32 and 25. The sunset is a minute earlier tomorrow too as well. Now heading from tomorrow's forecast into the extended forecast, we're looking at more of the same winter temperatures as it drops further into the winter season. We're getting closer to the winter equinox, and that means it's going to be colder, earlier sunsets. Heading into next week on Tuesday, it's about the best chance of snow you're going to see the next week. It's a little bit colder heading into the weekend, but unfortunately, that is all the time we have for weather. Give yourself some extra time when driving this morning and have a great day, Portage County.
The Cleveland City Council approved a $100 million settlement deal with the Browns, allowing the team to lead the Lakefront Stadium and build the Dome in Brook Park. Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb announced the proposed settlement with the Browns back in October, and last night the Cleveland City Council voted 13-2 to pass the measure. The Browns have played at the current Huntington Bank Field since the franchise's return to Cleveland in 1999.
If you're feeling jolly and in the mood to work up a sweat, the Kent State Rec Center is hosting a Jingle Bell themed spin ride tonight at 7 and Thursday at 6 p.m. They encourage visitors to bring their best holiday apparel, ugly sweaters, Santa hats, anything to get you in the holiday spirit. To participate, they ask you to bring in an item to donate to the Care Center. Toiletries, used winter gear, or non-perishable food are all accepted.
A new program has been created in Cleveland to help older Clevelanders and residents with disabilities to shovel sidewalks, stairs, and ramps, along with clearing paths. The program is being called Snow Heroes. Those who have volunteered already have called the experience rewarding by helping those in need. One volunteer said, "When snow falls, Cleveland rises." That is exactly what this program is meant to do. And coming up next, the state of Minnesota is under investigation after allegations of taxpayer money being diverted to a terrorist organization. Find out the details next.
And the Pistons took down the Hawks last night. Find out who scored in this win.
Prada announced today that it had completed the acquisition of Versace. The Italian luxury group has long coveted the brand, and in April, the parties agreed to a $1.51 billion agreement to sell the company. The Capri Holdings Group, who owned Versace originally, agreed to sell it as a tapestry, but the sale was scrapped by antitrust regulators. Prada had been looking for this deal for years, according to their owner, and now it's complete.
Gas prices continue to fall this holiday season, recently dropping to the lowest it's been in 4 years. According to Gas Buddy, as of November 29th, the national average price was $2.99. Their report saw a drop in prices across all 50 states, which they say is a rarity. Some factors in the drop include lower costs of crude oil, record U.S. oil production, and refinery improvements.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said this department will investigate allegations into whether Minnesota tax dollars were diverted to a terrorist organization. In a social media post on Monday, Bessent shared a report from the conservative publication that alleged taxpayer money was being sent to Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab is a Somali militant group designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the United States. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has not responded to a request for a comment.
The Sports Report.
Basketball season is in full swing as the NBA has finished the first quarter of its season. But let's start right here in Kent. Senior Delrico Giuseppe was named the first ever Robertson Trophy Mid-American Player of the Month by the U.S. Basketball Writers Association. Giuseppe has posted a double-double in all 8 games this season and leads the nation in that category. He currently leads the Flashes in scoring, rebounds, and blocks. Delrico leads the team back in action tomorrow against the Austin Peay Governors. The Cleveland Cavaliers have finally won a game against the Indiana Pacers after dropping the last 3 games in a row. The Cavs were led in scoring by Donovan Mitchell with 43 and Jalen Tyson, who had 27. Evan Mobley continues his mildly disappointing season, finishing with just 13 points and 5 rebounds. Catch the Cavs next tomorrow night when they take on the Trailblazers. And now we have the Hawks at Pistons. The Pistons are having a great season led by Cade Cunningham and coach J.B. Bickerstaff. They have been the #1 seed in the East and will look to continue that tonight as they take on the Pistons. Like I said before, we're going to start out here early in the first as Dyson Daniels is going to find his way in the paint and get a little layup. But Cade Cunningham out of nowhere blocks that one over the rim. We have an early 19-7 Pistons lead. Later in the third, we're going to skip the second. Tobias Harris can get a little up and under layup. And that's going to be an early 57-56 lead in the third for the Hawks. Later in the third, Ron Holland ends up with the ball, takes the contact, and one. The Pistons are up by 5. And watch this one more time. Ron Holland gets the ball, takes the contact, and focuses with the finish. We're going to head to the fourth now where Jalen Johnson's going to find a 3, and he's going to make it. The Hawks are not out of this one just yet as it's 92-95. Later in the fourth, Cade Cunningham with an insane spin move. He goes up and under, and they're saying if Michael Jordan did this move, they would call it the lay that brought Satan to tears. Now later in the fourth, Nickeil Alexander-Walker with a big 3, and it's not going to be enough as the Pistons win and retain the 1 seed in the East. An exciting win by the Pistons to keep them atop the East, but sadly, that's all the time for sports. For KSTV, I'm Josh Zaramet. Back to Lucas.
In Romania, Bucharest, Christmas lights were lit on Saturday evening, officially opening the 2025 Christmas market in Piața Constituție. Now it is its 18th edition. More than 7 million LED lights and 3 major themed markets across the capitals are transforming key boulevards and squares into a holiday spectacle built around this year's concept. Capital of winter holidays, Experience the magic of Christmas through music.
A recent winter snowstorm is helping a crew create these massive ice castles in St. Paul, Minnesota. The structure is 20 feet tall. The ice castles will be on display at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds in early January. The winter attraction will feature ice slides, tunnels, caverns, and up to 10,000 icicles. Organizers have been hard at work growing and harvesting ice ahead of the event. Advance tickets go on sale Tuesday. And now joined at the desk, me and Clay, along with Josh there. Josh, welcome to the desk. So Josh, the holiday season is here. This is our final Tuesday Flashcast. What are your holiday plans heading into the season?
First, before we get into that, I just want to shout out our producer, Stone O'Brien. Great job. And Tyler Schlosser, don't forget about him.
Good job, Tyler.
Great job this year on the Flashcast. But for the holiday plans, I am going to my family's house. We're going to have dinner, open presents. What about you, Clay?
Not too much so far. I still got some time still planning stuff out. A couple family members of mine want me to dye my hair, and I am trying to not make that happen.
What color?
Purple, and I just don't know about that
See,
one.
I was expecting you to say something like red to go with Christmas, but purple.
That's what I thought. It's for New Year's, and honestly, that's just not my vibe.
Yeah.
It's just not my vibe.
I'm planning on celebrating the holiday season. Obviously going to hang out with the family and watch the Cavs game on Christmas Day.
Yep.
Should be a good one against the Knicks. That's all the time we have this morning on Flashcast. For more KSTV, tune in tonight at 6 p.m. or check us out on KentStater.com.
I'm Josh Zermatt.
I'm Lucas Foote,
And I'm Clay Hewis.
saying for the last time on the Tuesday morning Flashcast, have a good day, Portage County. Happy holidays and enjoy the snow.